dad realizes his daughter's body was found in a garbage can. Dr. Insanity. W, here we go. We got some body cam. We back in some we back with some body cam footage, you know what I'm saying? We back on the body cam every day with it. You feel me? There's your chat that like it, so let's get it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
There's all sorts of blood in here. She's in there.
Alright, let's figure this out, man. What's going on? Officer arrived for where? Wait, hold on, what?
Is that home?
Hold on, what did it say? On the missing woman?
Is that home? What? You here?
Police are at the home of Keith and Amber Zotto. Amber's mother, Betty, had called 911 earlier that day, asking officers to check on her daughter. Amber hadn't responded to any calls or messages in 2 days, and Betty feared the worst. The officers arriving at the scene initially expected a routine missing persons call, but what's said inside the house would be far more twisted and disturbing than anyone could have imagined.
Show me your hand! I got the dog! Get him! The ground! He's reaching! Stop!
You haven't watched this fully? Only 6 minutes of it? W. Man, last night we was reacting to a video last night, and that shit took my stream down.
They encounter something strange.
Or
only Keith and Amber's
it.
children answer the door, claiming their parents are gone and they don't know when they'll be back. This alarms the officers, so they decide to call Betty, the person who originally
I gotta start listening. I gotta start listening. Hold on. Let me start yapping. Listen. Come on.
When police first arrive at the Zotto home, they encounter something strange. Only Keith and Amber's children answer the door, claiming their parents are gone and they don't know when they'll be back. This alarms the officers, so they decide to call Betty, the person who originally dialed 911, hoping she can shed some light on the situation. But what Betty reveals to officers would quickly transform this simple welfare check into one of the town's most disturbing mysteries yet.
Hello?
Betty, it's Officer Crowley, Aurora Police Department. I'm at the Milan Circle address. I'm talking to the kids. What's your relation to this family, just so I know?
I'm their grandma. She didn't take her truck because you can see it in the driveway.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Her phone, the bank card is still in the house.
Yeah. Betty, how many times do you think she's done that?
Well, she's come over to my house. Oh, 3-4 times this year.
All right.
But it's always been for a day.
So what I'd like to do is start where we always start, and that's the last place she was seen. I don't want to ask these kids for permission to go in the house, so I may have to call your son-in-law, talk to him on the phone, and see if he'll give me permission to go inside.
Betty would mention that she had been to the house earlier that day and noticed a few strange details. Amber's car was still in the driveway of the home, and her phone was left inside the house, as well as all of her credit cards and important documents. These minute details would prove to be much more important later on. Shortly after this call, Betty and her husband Ronald arrived at their daughter's home to meet with the police. It's here where Betty would reveal what she believed really happened to her daughter.
Hey, I'm Officer Crowley. Thanks for coming out. So I called him, but I left him a message. He didn't pick the phone up. So I can't just go inside without a warrant. I'd either need a warrant or his permission to go inside the house. And that's not your residence, and I can't ask you for permission. Obviously, the kids are too young for me to ask for permission. So just want to do it the right way before anything else, if that makes sense.
Yep.
When's the last time that you saw the daughter?
Saturday afternoon when I came to pick up the kids. They spent the night with me Saturday.
Was there any problems at that
Wait, so it's
it gotta be... The kids are gonna stay at her house for the weekend?
Everything was fine.
She depressed?
And she said, I hope you feel better. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Pretty...
Had there been any drinking at that point?
No, heck no. They drink in the evenings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then no sign that there had been any argument or anything like that? Okay. As you can see, I don't want you to think that I jumped to any conclusions, but I'm just trying to put like a kind of a piece of timeline and kind of behavior as well too.
According to Betty, the family typically had dinner together on the weekends, and although Keith and Amber occasionally argued, things never turned physical. At least, not to her knowledge. But with no parents home, officers still couldn't legally enter the residence, so they continued speaking with Betty, hoping she'd reveal something that could explain Amber's sudden disappearance. Betty explained that Amber was highly active in the community, volunteering at her children's elementary school as the treasurer of the parent organization, and everyone around town knew her as a family-first mother, spending most of her time with her children. That's why Amber's disappearance was so puzzling. It simply wasn't like her to spontaneously leave her kids alone. But this confusion would only heighten when Betty showed officers something that made the case even more unsettling. A note suggesting Amber might have harmed herself.
The note is what concerned
Do you mind if I read that?
I don't have a problem with
Is this
it.
a copy of it, or is this?
Yes, I made a copy. I don't know. This is the original.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
Just from my report, I'm gonna have to take the original for evidence for property at some point. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm gonna sit and read this in the meantime.
The note Betty had discovered earlier read in part,
I haven't been the best wife. I deserve everything and all the horrible thoughts you think of me. I have always had it in my mind. Make sure my mom has to identify my body. Everyone would be better off without me.
At first glance, the note appears as
That's
a
sad,
tragic,
man.
heartfelt goodbye. Amber seemingly detailing years of self-doubt, despair, and emotional pain. But something about this note didn't align with what police knew about Amber. According to her mother, whenever Amber and Keith fought, Amber always stayed at her parents' house and had never just disappeared. Certainly not without contacting her family first. And although Betty clarified that her daughter had a history of self-harm ideation and emotional struggles, the note's tone sounded off. Especially the disturbingly specific instructions for her own mother to identify her body, which seemed strangely cruel. To investigators, these unusual details hinted at the chilling possibility that the note wasn't exactly what it appeared. They began to suspect Amber might not have written these words freely. Something wasn't right. So based on these signs, officers decided to speak with Betty again, this time on the oddities found inside the note.
Do you think it's something that would he harm her in any way? Would you have any either information or inkling that that might happen? No. Okay. If she had walked away, I mean, I'm just wondering where else or how far she could have gone.
She has walked to our house. We're in 70.
Yeah.
When she's been drinking and can't.
I understand.
I wonder how old. I wonder how
That's
old
why
the
I'm
kids
so
are, cause like,
And that's where, that's why I searched Sunrise Park, because that's the closest park to here. And I don't know why in my head it's, you're not gonna do it in your home. You might do it with your
Yeah.
Betty would also find the note strange, but doesn't think Keith would have anything to do with Amber's disappearance. At this point, nothing makes sense. So, without any further clues, officers decide to move to the next step in their investigation, searching the property. As we know, without the homeowner's permission, officers still can't go inside the house without a proper search warrant.
bro, based off the
Fortunately,
video, like based off the title, bro, there's no way she killed herself, cause like she's in a garbage can. It says she's in a garbage can. The beginning of the video, they show her in a garbage can. They found her in a garbage can.
The kids,
There's no
they
kids
were
left
able
and
to
put
get
in
on
the
the
garbage
phone
can.
with Amber's husband, Keith, hoping to get the permission they needed.
Dad,
The cops are here and they want to talk to you.
is this Keith?
Yes, this is Keith.
Keith, this is Officer Crowley with your workplace. How are you?
I'm alright, boss. How are you?
I'd like to go over a couple series of events and then ask you for permission if I could go inside your house and.
And then it's like, where is he at right now? His wife or his wife? Oh, wait, this is his wife, right? His wife is missing and stuff like that. Wait, where he at right now? Is he at work or
Searches
something?
is the last place she was seen, and that would be your house. But I don't have a warrant, and I'm asking you for permission to go inside your house too.
Go ahead, man.
Luckily, Keith seemed to have no problem letting officers search his home.
Go ahead,
While
man.
one officer continued his conversation with Keith, another would immediately begin searching the property, completely unaware they were both minutes away from uncovering the horrifying truth. But before we continue, it's worth noting that covering stories like this, you realize just how much people are forced to carry. That weight loan that has been 10 years. Yes, debt, strategic your debt of your credit loans, you back in this bureau rate, tens of mint and insanity.
Damn!
Slack officers was about. With that said, let's get pdsdebt.com/insanity. With
Fucking
that
long.
said, let's get back to the investigation. One of the officers was about to search the family's home, with no idea just how close they were to discovering the gruesome scene hidden in plain sight.
So Keith gave verbal consent for us to go in the house. I'm just gonna go in. If you want to come with me,
I will,
because I'd like you to show me. Okay. Where did you find the notebook?
In the garage.
In the
That's why
garage.
they
Okay.
literally live there.
Okay, let's start there then.
So Keith, in a bigger picture, what's going on?
Man, me and Amber drink a lot, and we fight a lot, and she likes to walk away, or actually drive away, and I took her keys from her, so she couldn't drive away. She grabbed her purse, slammed her phone on the ground, and left, and I have not seen her since.
Did you actually see her leave, or you just assumed she left?
No, sir. I begged her to stay on the couch.
See, he trying to make it
fought a
seem
little
like-
bit more, and I said, well, whatever, Amber, you sleep out there on the couch, I'm going inside. And I went inside. I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then when I woke up at 9, 10 o'clock Sunday morning, there was a letter on the fucking coffee table.
Has she ever threatened to hurt
bro.
herself in the past, or was this?
Nah,
oh, she
bro.
has.
The last 5 years, it's been her go-to.
He wrote that suicide note. It was her probably. I mean, it was him.
All the time, almost every weekend. She'll leave, and then she won't come back till Monday or Tuesday. And then my kids get all mad at me because I let her back in.
I hope you don't mind me asking you personal questions, but is it possible she's seeing somebody else and she stays there?
Oh, for sure she is. She's been, that's another thing. That's why we fight all the time. She's been seeing somebody for about 5 years now.
For about 5 years and you're still around?
Bills.
What?
That's why we always fight, man.
Based on Keith and Betty's statements, both were aware
He
Amber
capping,
had
bro.
struggled
He
in
capping, bro. There's no way. There's no way you know somebody seeing somebody else for 5 years and you're staying around, bro. Come on, man. Coochie not that good, gang. That coochie's not that good, chat. Like, he's tripping, bro.
emotionally in the past, but neither realized just how serious the situation had become or how tragically wrong their assumptions would soon turn out to be.
Where exactly was the book when you found it? Right there. Okay. And you recognized her handwriting?
Yes.
Okay.
It's unmistakable.
Okay.
Like, at that point, he just
Okay,
letting
this
her.
argument, I mean, you guys are arguing about her seeing somebody, or were you guys arguing about lots of stuff?
Well, that always comes into play, but this particular argument was about her not paying my mortgage for 6 months. I give her all my money. I just cash her check and she pays all the bills. And lately she hasn't been paying our bills.
Hey, Keith, did it get physical at all, or was it just arguing?
Yeah, we've been physical a couple times, but I want to say Saturday night, no.
You know, this is a fair question. Is there any chance that you hurt her in any way?
I fucking hope not, dude. I fucking hope not. But yeah, there's a possibility. I mean, I'm hoping not, but like I said,
yeah,
I
he
don't
did it.
remember shit. Me and
He
Amber
did
go
it.
through this shit all the time, and
He
she
did
always
it.
comes back.
Okay.
The only thing I'm worried about is she always goes to her fucking mom's house. She doesn't go anywhere. She does go somewhere else, but she always ends up at her mom's house.
Listening carefully to Keith's account, the officer initially found him credible as he described an argument about money and Amber's alleged infidelity. But the officer's concern grew when Keith admitted he'd been heavily intoxicated and couldn't remember if things turned physical. Suddenly, the possibility that Amber hadn't actually walked away became disturbingly real. Officers now suspected more clues were
And then
hidden
don't they
in-
got like, can't they like, why didn't they like at first? Well, I guess since they weren't doing the investigation, but like, can't they just go like ask people for their little ring cameras and shit to see if she wouldn't go walk around and
inside
shit?
the home. A
Right,
drunken
somebody got a
fight,
ring camera around that
maybe
bitch.
getting physical. Whatever happened, the answers were likely somewhere inside.
He gave me permission. I have it on my body camera, recorded it. Okay. He gave me full permission to look in the house. So are these guys?
They let them out.
Are they generally friendly?
Normally, yes.
Okay. Good.
Normally, yes. I would have said, put that motherfucker up. Talking about some normally.
It doesn't look like it's been disturbed.
That motherfucker bite me.
But you want to work on opening it?
Yeah.
As officers continued their search, their body language indicated something was off. Careful not to alarm the family, neither officers openly acknowledged it yet, but they both recognized the unmistakable stench hanging in the air, the odor of decay. At this point, the only thing they were looking for was the source of that disturbing smell.
Let me get eyes.
Is that finished off up top? Kind of like a black.
No, it's just hanging.
It's right here.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Gun. Oh. Magazine. Okay. Do we want to call someone? Yeah.
1 second.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro didn't even try to hide that shit. Nigga gonna put it in the trash can, leave the gun at the top, like.
We'll have you stay inside, please.
She's in there.
Inside the trash can in the garage was a gun, and underneath that was Amber's decaying body with a gunshot wound to the head, discarded with the rest of the garbage. This was now a crime scene, and police immediately began to suspect that this was far from self-inflicted.
But when I searched the house, my fear was, something funky. I looked in that trash bin.
Okay.
There was nothing in it.
Okay. Well, when was that? When did?
I was here about 9 a.m.
Okay.
There was not. I would have noticed that.
Okay.
The top was the carpets, and because of the smell, I literally
I'm just gonna
too
stay
many
here.
forensic files. It was not there. So somebody's been here.
Okay.
And the kids were sleeping, and they are unaware of being here.
Okay.
But so somebody
Okay.
did that.
Okay.
Wait, cause like.
Ready? Partner, what's your first name? Ron. Can you get the kids?
Why they not
Let's go
freaking out?
in the
Did
garage.
they tell them? Did they not just find out that they daughter? Like, hold on. Maybe they just in shock right
Strangely,
now. They probably
although
just in
Betty
shock.
had noticed the same foul odor of decay earlier, she didn't realize its implications, instead believing, or perhaps choosing to believe, that all this concern was simply because of the firearm police discovered in the trash can. Betty didn't know it yet, but her statement would soon cast serious suspicion on her, making detectives question whether she herself had played a role in Amber's death.
That's what I'm
Now,
saying.
though,
And like, you see how like calm she is. Like, I feel like a lot of these videos I don't watch, when you see the parent, when they find out they're like their kid or something just got found dead, you know their reaction be like, no, like they can't believe, like they sometimes they don't even cry, they just be like, what? They just be so in shock and be like, bro, I can't believe it type shit, you know what I'm saying? And she just like, her body was not in there earlier, like she not even like, you know what I'm saying? And then the pops all chill
Officers
and
had to
shit, but
secure
like,
the area.
you know what I'm saying?
and move
Everybody
Amber's
react
family
differently,
away
but
from the gruesome
I don't
scene.
know, it's just a little fishy.
I don't want the kids to see.
I mean, this isn't nice. So if you lift here, I mean, obviously there's a gun there, but if you lift here, you can see her foot. She weighs about 160, 170 pounds. Right there. Where you this? See, there's the body. Yeah. So I called Reno. He's calling MCU, and I know he sent you too.
While officers waited for the major crimes unit to arrive and process the scene for forensic evidence, they began to grapple with several troubling inconsistencies surrounding Amber's family. Keith had admitted to being heavily intoxicated the night Amber disappeared. He couldn't say for certain whether his argument with Amber had turned violent, only that things had gotten heated, and that much of the night was a blur. But Keith wasn't the only one officers considered a suspect. Amber's mother, Betty, claimed she had checked the trash can earlier that morning and had seen no sign of Amber's body or the gun. Yet, just hours later, both appeared right there in plain sight, exactly where she swore she'd already searched. Even stranger to officers was Betty's demeanor. Despite the horrifying situation unfolding around her and the possibility that her daughter had taken her own life, she remained unusually calm.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Bro. She's calm as shit.
Times even casual. And then
That's
there
what I'm
was...
saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a bad thing, you know. So some people really could just like just didn't hit her for like hit her, but just like didn't hit her, but like no, bro. Like I feel like she too calm.
The
like,
note, supposedly written by Amber, its wording struck investigators as strange, too composed, almost performative. Still, in a situation as dark and desperate as contemplating...
Like, she's not even like, oh my God, who did it, or stuff like that. Her body wasn't there at first or something like that. I checked that earlier or something like that.
And
or it's not even, oh my
sometimes
God,
write
she's
in
dead.
ways that
It's
defy
like,
logic or expectations. At this point, everyone's stories seemed suspiciously incomplete, and anyone could be responsible in the eyes of detectives. Investigators started realizing that Amber's murder might be far more complicated than they initially thought. So, to investigate these disturbing possibilities, police knew they'd soon need to sit down with Amber's family and carefully interview each member to uncover who might be hiding something. But before doing that, officers needed to finish one crucial step: a final, thorough search of the Zotto home, carefully looking for any signs of violence or attempted cover-up. And sure enough, it didn't take long before they started noticing blood spatter throughout the house.
So a lot of these carpet pieces.
Where was the kids at when this shit happened? What the fuck?
All the way back. Or, I mean, I didn't see like spatter.
I know, right?
So the book was right here. There was space open with the last page showing, and that bill was on top of it. No red pen. Got blood on the light switch. We've got a lot of blood on the sink.
Yeah, so we left it the way we found it as well, too. You know, the way the door was when we searched. But yeah, she found a little bit of obvious blood in the kitchen and the sink as well, too, so.
Within minutes, officers found clear evidence that something violent had occurred before Amber's body ended up in the trash can. Their first sign that foul play was likely involved. Additionally, the Major Crimes Unit documented critical forensic evidence, including the silver revolver found over Amber's concealed body, blood spatter around the trash can, and debris deliberately placed to hide her remains. Despite these findings pointing towards foul play, detectives still needed clarity on whether Amber's death was a premeditated act or the result of a heated argument that spiraled violently out of control. But they had two major issues preventing them from answering this crucial question. First, Keith was nowhere to be seen, and his phone had gone completely unreachable. Second, and most important, detectives had yet to determine exactly who was responsible, because at this point, several people remained under suspicion, including Amber's mother and even her own children. Police didn't know it yet, but in the coming hours, these questions would be fully answered, and the case would take a completely unexpected turn. So, to fill in these gaps, all of Amber's closest family members were transported to the police station for questioning. Detectives hoped they could uncover each member's potential motives, credibility, and who was hiding secrets, and finally reveal who might actually be responsible for Amber's murder.
I don't want to falsely alarm you, but I also believe in being as honest as we can with loved ones. We may have found Amber.
No.
Yeah, but we're not completely sure yet, Ron.
Just do it. Just do it.
We're not pointing fingers or making accusations at this time, but is there any reason Keith would hurt her?
I don't know. I really don't. I wished I could tell you more. I don't.
Either accidentally or intentionally, would he hurt or kill her? If he were to mistreat her, would she protect him?
She probably would.
So I went out there and I seen the letter, or it was a 4.5-page note. And it's very important. I looked in that trash bin.
Okay.
It had an ungodly trash odor, honestly. but I tried to, there's carpet square on the top. I tried to lift up, make sure there was nothing under it.
Okay.
Not that, I don't know what I was expecting, but I did. So I absolutely looked in that bin.
Okay.
That'll be important. And didn't see anything, and I went out.
Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the fighting and what do you know why?
Yeah, I do know why.
Okay.
My mom cheats on my dad, and like she's not good at it, I guess. Okay. And like so he finds out, and then they just go at it because she like tries to lie about
shit,
it.
that shit was
and
going
he
on for
has
5
evidence
years,
of
huh?
her doing it.
Goddamn.
And so like it's like, yeah.
Okay. And the last Saturday is in just a couple days ago?
Yeah, last Friday was the last time I seen her.
Okay. Did you talk to her at all on the phone or anything?
No, she came over for dinner because my grandma was cooking dinner, and she came over to come back dinner, and then she left, and then yeah.
And then you were there
From
Saturday.
Friday all the way to Sunday.
Okay.
After speaking with Amber's family, investigators finally had some clarity. Betty remained adamant she'd checked that trash can that morning, insisting the gun and Amber's body weren't there, which made her case seem more suspicious. Meanwhile, Amber's father, Ronald, was shocked by his daughter's death and found it was hard to believe Keith was capable of harming her. As for Amber's children, Annabelle explained they'd both been staying at their grandparents' house during the weekend, clarifying why they didn't hear the gunshot that ended their mother's life. However, Annabelle's unusual calmness and detailed awareness of her parents' unstable marriage raised some concerns about exactly what else the children might know or could still be protecting. After concluding the interviews, investigators were preparing to search for Keith Zotto, the one critical piece still missing. But just before they could act, they received unexpected news from Keith's sister, Susan Russ. It turns out Keith had visited her just hours earlier, and what he confessed would finally expose the horrifying truth behind Amber's murder.
He did it, and the sister snitched on him.
I saw my brother park up there, and so I got the dogs out. And I didn't know the front door was open, and he just came in, and I seen it on his face, and he goes, "You know I don't hate you." That was the first thing out of his mouth, and I said, "I know, I love you, you're my best friend."
Okay.
And then I said, "It's Amber that's trying to keep us apart."
Okay.
And he just looked at me and started crying, and I said, "Oh my God, what did you do?"
Okay.
And I asked him if Amber was okay. And then he looked at me and he said, "You know what? I don't remember anything."
Okay.
I just remember waking up and seeing her.
Okay.
Damn.
I asked him what the hell happened to tell me what he did.
Okay.
He said they'd been drinking and fighting all night.
Okay.
It was over money, I guess. Keep open.
So he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying.
Okay.
Bro, don't remember.
That Amber pulled out the gun and he hit my brother with it, and then Keith said he took it away, and it just happened like that. He said he blinked his eyes, and that was it. He said I blinked my eyes too, and I opened them, and I seen her on the ground.
Susan's testimony finally cleared up everything for investigators. Keith himself admitted he'd woken up from a blackout to find Amber dead and openly acknowledged a violent confrontation that spiraled completely out of control. It was now clearer than ever that Keith Zotto was at the heart of Amber's murder, and it was time to track him down. Just a couple of hours after detectives left Susan's house, Aurora police received a call they never expected.
We knew it,
Keith
though.
Zotto had surfaced
that.
at his sister's house again, ready to surrender. By now, officers knew Keith had already killed once, and for all they knew, he was still armed and dangerous. So they came prepared. A SWAT team descended upon the location, ready to take Keith down if he made even the slightest wrong move.
It's gotta be up one more.
It's this one, right?
7-9?
7-9 is this one.
All right. Sorry. Ready? Watch
He
out.
talking about there's one more. Go out, man. They swatted the wrong house, bro.
Show me your hands!
Front door. Ma'am, come to me.
Out.
I see him. I see him. Come to me.
Going out. Turn right.
Point to me. Come to me. got a guy out. Hands up. Everybody hands up, please. Very good. Walk to my voice. Go hands on.
Stop. Just shoot. Just walk towards me, nice and easy. Okay? All right. We'll talk to you in a... No, we're not. We're not going to hurt him. Okay? Walk towards me. No. Just keep walking. Walk towards this guy.
Very good. You good, man. Very good. Very good. Very good. Right here. There you go.
This also we gonna pin them down. They ready for action, but they wanted the body that nigga.
Long guns. Yeah, feel free to go ahead of me here.
It all looks normal.
Bro, if you just want to hold it, I'll be back with you.
You guys good?
Is that your mom, and who else is the other lady? Gotcha. Okay, man. Very good. We appreciate you coming out, bud. We'll explain it all to you, okay? Okay, buddy. Okay. Okay, there you go.
Remember much.
Finally, after hours of uncertainty, Keith Zotto surrendered to Aurora police without incident. He was immediately taken into custody and formally processed for the murder of his wife, Amber. Keith would go on to admit to killing Amber late Saturday night, claiming his gun accidentally went off during a drunken argument over money and infidelity. Though he insisted he couldn't remember placing her body in the trash or concealing the crime, Keith accepted responsibility for her death. However, Betty's earlier statement surrounding the infamous trash can remained unclear, and investigators were never able to determine why she didn't see the gun or Amber's body that morning. In May of 2021, Keith Zotto was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Damn, that was a W video right there. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like he. Honestly, I feel like he didn't mean to kill her. Like, yeah, he wrong, but I feel like that's drinking, bro. It's that drinking and shit like that. It was built up anger from her cheating, them arguing or stuff, and then they was drinking and started arguing and shit like that, and then bro blacked out, and then just boom, like that shit crazy, bro. That's why you gotta stay away from that alcohol, bro. Like that shit crazy, man. Rest in peace, Herdo, man. W video.